Om Shanti. Today Baba says that you belong to a very elevated clan, and so you have to change from Brahmins to deities, and you must therefore break all your dirty, vicious habits. Now, there are some dirty, vicious habits which we are already aware of. Yes, every soul has some things, a list of some habits which you want to change. Yes, and we understand that we have these habits and we realize they need to change. And until now, probably it looked very difficult that they would change. Yes. So, do you all have a list of habits that you would like to change? Yes. Yes, we all have a list. I also have a list, right? So, we all have a list of habits that we would like to change. But the beautiful thing is that list starts growing with self-realization. Yes, because there are some habits which we thought are okay and normal and natural and not vicious before we were introduced to knowledge. Yes, and now that we have knowledge, we understand that these habits are not normal, they are vicious. Yes, and sometimes because of this factor, the path of knowledge can be very tricky, because instead of giving you a feeling that I am getting somewhere, it might give you a feeling that I'm getting worse because there is only realization and no change. So Dadi always said, check and change. Both have to go together. And if we adopt this process, as we start realizing this habit is not desirable, so realization and then checking whether I have that habit and then changing. If this process goes on continuously, then we will slowly realize that the list gets shorter and shorter. And if there is only checking and no change, then the list will get longer and longer. So we need to check and change. And Baba says, so I will tell you one example. So there was this sister who came and she said that my life is very miserable and I am not getting the return that I think I deserve, from whatever I do, whether I am working or I'm living in a family. So I'm doing everything needful, but I'm not getting the return as I should. And I'm very miserable because of that. Then I told her, do you commit any sins? So I said, Paap karte hain aap? So she said, no, of course, if I knew it was a sin, I wouldn't do it. So not to my knowledge. And I felt that was very knowledgeful of her to say that, because there are some people think that I have complete knowledge and then they say absolutely not, I don't commit any sin. And she said, not to my knowledge. So I said, do you create thoughts of fear? So she said, yes. I said, do you act out of fear? So she said, yes. Do you speak out of fear? Yes. Do you worry? Yes. So do you speak out of worry and act out of worry? Yes. So I said, all that is a sin. And that's what you're creating, yes? And then slowly, gradually, we also understand that acting out of lust is sin, yes? Acting out of anger is sin. Acting out of ego is sin. Even if you are helping somebody, and then there's this thought, I helped. You didn't create a good karma, you created a bad karma. Yes, so this is everything is so there is such a big list of sin, and then as you start realizing, you start becoming more and more aware. But Baba says, check and change should go simultaneously. And if there's only checking, then we will feel burdened by this realization that I have such a big list of sin, and what not do I do every day. So Baba says, how do you change that? So Baba says, now you have to change all your dirty, vicious habits, which prod you to behave in this sinful manner. So our habits are driving us, guiding us. So we need to change all those habits. And Baba says, the sweet method of it is remembering who you are. Because you do as you are. Yes? So today we will understand 4 words: consciousness, attitude, vision, and behavior. Consciousness, attitude, vision, and behavior. Now, how you define yourself is your consciousness of yourself. Yes? And earlier, how did we define ourselves? So, if you define yourself as a businessman, yes, sometimes we will say, I'm a business person, man or woman, doesn't matter, but I'm somebody who is into business. So if you define yourself that way, then your attitude is such that you pay very good attention to external profit and loss, but not too much attention to internal profit and loss. Yes, so you're paying very good attention, all your attention is going, your attitude is such that your attention flows to external profit and loss. And if that profit and loss is rising or falling, in that manner your thoughts start getting, getting speeded up or getting vicious or getting negative. So all of that starts happening as soon as something on the external is not okay. So, and your vision is that the success of your life depends on the success of your business. Yes, so you see, every consciousness has a chain, it has an attitude, a vision, and accordingly you behave. So all your behavior is defined by how you define yourself. So this is something we need to understand very well. Now, Baba says in the Murli today that forget that you are a Gujarati or a Marathi or a Muslim or a Hindu or you're a toilet cleaner or a CEO or an MD. Baba says, forget the bodily relations, bodily religions, and forget how you defined yourself according to what you have and what you do and the religion you practice and the community you belong to. You forget all of that and come to the awareness that you are a soul. Yes? And when you come to the awareness that you are a soul, and the aim of the soul, the aim of and objective of the soul is not to better what they have and what they do, but to better who they are first. Yes, so who you are has to shift, and according to that, what you have and what you do will follow. So Baba says, first, shift your consciousness of who you are from the way you defined yourself in the material world to the fact that you are a soul. Yes, and we will take a very good example for this. You see that when you see a plant, what is visible is the root, the trunk, the branches, the leaves, the fruits, the flowers. But what is invisible is the roots and the seed. Yes. Now, if you say, I cannot take care of what is not visible, so I will only take care of what is visible, and you keep watering the trunk and the branches and the leaves and the fruits and the flowers, then the plant will die. So you have to, through the power of knowledge, you have to visualize that there is a seed and the root underneath which you can't see, and you have to direct all the water towards that, so that the plant on the external grows. Yes. And Baba tells us that everything that you can see is an offshoot of what you can't see. This physical world is actually resting on the foundation of the non-physical world. Yes, and I once saw a very good video, and I don't know, I didn't find it again. So there is, in that video, there was this acrobat, and not acrobat, these mystics who do some art. So I think it was Japanese or something. And what they showed is there was a huge structure built of twigs. So one twig after the other were arranged, and everything was one after the other and resting on one another. And there was this huge structure made of twigs. And then they started removing one twig after the other, and the structure was still, intact. And then underneath that whole structure, there was a little feather. And what they proved in that video is that feather was holding this whole structure together. And when the feather was removed, that whole structure collapsed. So everything that looked so, concrete and so powerful was resting on that feather, which looked very tender and powerless. And it is a very beautiful thing to watch. And Baba says that you, the soul, and these subtle energies of consciousness and attitude and vision, this is what is holding this whole structure of external world together. So Baba says, this is why when you come to Baba, Baba starts with a very simple thing, you are a soul. Yes, the first day we come to Baba, Baba tells you are a soul. And when I went for the course, and the sister said, you are a soul. I said, I'm not interested in, I am a soul. I am interested in other things. So you tell me, how I become more peaceful, or how I become more silent, or how I don't react. So I don't want to know who I am, and that's not what I'm interested in. So sometimes, Baba gives us the answer directly, like you are a soul, and then have the attitude that everyone is a brother, and then have the attitude that whatever is going on for good. And then he tells you that tomorrow you're going to become a deity. And we start wondering, why is Baba talking about all of this? It's not related to my practical life. And then Baba says, everything is related to your practical life, because it is your sense of who you are that defines what attitude you have, what vision you have, and how you behave. And that's how you build what you build around you. Yes. So Baba says, first of all, know that you are a soul. And second of all, know that you are not an ordinary soul. So Baba says, in the Gita, there is a mention of caste duty. Yes, so in the Gita, it is said, every person should do their caste duty. And when we read the Gita in a body conscious manner, we thought that probably they are saying that Brahmins should conduct pujas, and then Kshatriyas should fight wars, and Vaishyas should do business, and Shudras should clean the toilets. And we thought that probably that's how it's defined. But Baba says it's not about the caste of the body, it's about the caste of the soul. So, every soul is unique. We are not equal. We are very unique. Now, the thing is, when I ask you just like that, whether you're equal or unique, you will choose the word unique. But you don't understand that it means you're not all the same. And then we have this fancy idea of equality. And Baba says there is no equality, everybody is unique. And every soul is unique, and every soul has a caste. What is the caste? So some souls are deity souls. Some souls are Kshatriya souls. Some souls are Vaishya souls. Some souls are Shudra souls. Okay, so now what is that? So according to what time we arrive in the cycle, we are different. And Baba says that who are deity souls? Yes, so those souls who, given a choice, say that I'm willing to be a giver always, are deity souls. Yes, if I tell you, you have three options, okay? Whatever is yours is mine, and whatever is mine is also mine. Mera bhi mera, tera bhi mera. This is the first option. Then the second option is whatever is yours, whatever is mine is mine. And if you give some of yours, I will give some of mine. Trade, okay? This is the second option. And the third option is whatever is yours, whatever is mine is also yours. I'm willing to share without return. So these are the three ways in which we are programmed. And the first category is the deity souls. The second category is the Vaishya souls who will share but with something in exchange. And then the third category is those who never share, even if they get everything. So Baba says, this is how every soul is programmed differently. And Baba says, you are those deity souls who listen to this knowledge where you are taught that give unconditionally, without receiving anything in return, just give. And sometimes, there is this question that there's this brother, and he asked me a very good question. He said, Didi, we meditate and we send vibrations to the whole world. Okay, I'm sitting and sending good vibrations to the whole world. How do I know it's reaching them? So how do I figure out whether it's reaching anybody? So I said, what if it's not reaching them? Will you stop meditating? What if it's not reaching anybody? Will you stop meditating? So he said, no, I will meditate because I feel good after meditating. So I said, why are you so interested in the return? Yes, so you see that When you do mansa seva, when you serve the world with your mind, it's a very altruistic kind of seva. You can never see the return, but you know according to the law that the world is changing. And you do that and you intuitively know that something is happening because of that. And Baba says that only deity souls are capable of this. Only deity souls are capable of doing altruistic seva. And Baba says that you, the souls, so amongst the billions of souls who are here, you are the souls who choose to do this. Yes, you are the souls who choose to give a part of your energy, your time, your money, your thought to world service. So Baba says, you are the deity souls. You are not ordinary. And when you realize that, when you keep that in your consciousness, then you realize that those souls who are studying from Baba today, those of us who are doing as Baba is saying, we internally realize that we deserve a better future. So you know what you deserve is a direct consequence of what you do. And karma gives you a very deep realization of what you deserve. And when you know you deserve better, you are going to a better world tomorrow, then this power that you get from within, that you're doing good and you deserve better, will give you the power to leave your vicious habits. So this good karma, this capacity to do good karma today, and the capacity to realize that you are the one who is becoming a deity, is great consciousness. And then in this consciousness, giving up your bad habits become very, very easy. Yes. Okay, we will discuss more on this, and there's a question on meditation also. We will try to take that up. Okay. So first thing is that consciousness has to shift, and Baba comes and tells us that you are a soul and you are one amongst that 33 crore souls who are originally deity souls, and you are the soul that Shiv Baba has chosen and made to belong to him through Brahma Baba. You are the one he is teaching, and you are the one who is learning how to be a deity tomorrow. So Baba says, when you understand who you are, then what you do will start to shift. How do we know what bad habits I have? So all the habits which stop you from doing as Baba says are bad habits. Yes, Baba asks you to wake up at 4. Yes, that's what we are asked to. And 4 to 5 is the Brahma Muhurat, the powerful time to fill yourself with spiritual power. If you have the habit of sleeping late, yes, then that's a bad habit because it's stopping you from waking up at 4. And then, what is it that is making you sleep late? Maybe you're eating late. Maybe your dinner time is late. That's a bad habit then. Okay? Maybe you're watching something on the phone, or maybe you're watching television, or maybe you're watching something that doesn't allow you to sleep well instantly. So that's a bad habit because it's obstructing you from doing what Baba is asking you to say and do. And why is it so important to follow what Baba is asking us to do? Because that's what enhances our spiritual power. And whatever we do in the world is depleting our spiritual power. And just remember this one thing. If you do what you have always done, you will get what you have always got. So if you want to change what you're getting, you have to change what you're doing. And Baba is precisely teaching us that what we need to change in our doing so that we can change in our being and becoming. So whatever Baba asks us to do, Baba asks us to wake up at 4 in the morning. So whatever is not allowing you to do that, put a finger on that. That's a bad habit that needs to change. Because if because of that habit you lose your fortune today, you are not able to accumulate the power that you can, then that habit has done a lot of loss to you. Now some people smoke and drink and do these things, and they know that that's a bad habit. Why? Because it's a habit that is robbing you of your physical capacity. Yes, and also robbing you of your mental prowess, because any bad habit of food and drink not only affects the body but also affects the brain or the mind. Yes, so, and your body, your brain, your mind is your asset on the spiritual journey. And if you're doing something that is not ensuring that they work for you and ensuring that they work against you, then that's a bad habit. Yes, so these are many ways. There are many ways you can discern how, what are the things that are obstructing you from following Baba's Srimat, and all of those are bad habits. And Baba says, when you realize who you are, you realize you are a soul, you are a deity soul, then the first thing that you get as a gift is the power of determined thought. And in this whole journey, what I have felt is the most important and powerful weapon is a determined thought. It's a very powerful weapon. And once you realize you are a soul and you are the deity soul and you are being taught from Baba, you have great self-confidence, and that fills power in your thought. And then you don't say, I can't do this. You realize, what is it on earth that I can't do? I can do everything because Baba is with me. And when you realize I can do everything, you can change those habits which are obstructing you. Yes, those habits which are impeding your growth. So that's the beauty of knowing who you are. And there's this joke, and in that joke it says that in Japan people say that if no one can do it, I should do it, and if everyone can do it, then why can't I do it? Yes, so if everyone can do it, I can obviously do it, and if no one can do it, then I must do it. Okay, this is a joke, and in India people say that if no one can do it, then how can I do it? And if everyone can do it, why should I do it? Okay, so this is how belief systems are carried forward. Yes, so if you speak this language to yourself all the time, that if no one can do it, then how can I do it? I'm also an ordinary person, right? And then if everyone can do it, what is the point of me doing it? Because everybody is doing it. So if you speak this language to yourself, then you will end up nowhere. So Baba says, if no one can do it, you are supposed to do it. You are supposed to show that path by doing it first. And then if everyone can do it, you can obviously do it. Yes, so, and you see that this is how Brahma Baba set an example for everyone. Do you understand that Shiv Baba entered Brahma Baba's body when he was 60 years of age? 60 years is the age when people retire. And Shiv Baba said, now you are on a new job, create a new world. And Brahma Baba did everything, you know. He sat straight without a backrest until the age of 92. He broke stones, he lifted heavy things, he did everything physically, verbally, mentally, spiritually, whatever effort was required. You know, he surrendered all his wealth, all his time, his life, his family, everything to this task. So Baba says, you are the children of that Shiv Baba and that Brahma Baba. And you should have the intoxication that this is my father and this is my teacher. So there is nothing impossible for me. Yes, and everybody has an intoxication of whose children they are. And now we are the children of the highest of high. And Baba says, just keep that in your awareness, and you will know that there is no habit which has the power to stop you from getting to your aim. And Baba says, also know your aim. So in the body conscious world, we have physical goals. Yes. I want to do this. I want to have this. This is the goal that we have in a body conscious world. But Baba says, when you're soul conscious, your aim is not about what you do and what you have. Your aim is about who you are and who you want to be. So Baba says that your aim is to be Lakshmi Narayan. Your aim is to be a deity. And who is a deity? A deity is full of divine virtues. And Baba says, I am teaching you slowly, gradually what divine virtues are. And the first divine virtue is purity. Yes. Just imagine you go to a temple, you offer bhog to a deity, and the mouth starts watering. Yes. You offer bhog to a deity and the deity's mouth is watering. Will you respect that deity? You go to a temple, you offer some offering and the deity is not able to take her eyes off the gold you have offered or the silver you have offered. Will you respect that deity? So deity is supposed to be, in the stable state of being loveful and happy and peaceful, come what may. You take away something, you give something, the stage is equanimous. That's a deity stage. And that equanimity is not a robotic expression. It's a loveful, peaceful, happy, complete, an expression of fullness and attainment. So Baba says that's what you aim to become. I've given you a very simple, illustration of that, but it entails a lot of things. But Baba says that's your aim, and just see what are the habits which are stopping you from being that. And then you will realize that the habit is ego, the habit is anger, the habit is lust, the habit is attachment, the habit is greed. Fear, worry, jealousy, laziness, all of that is there. Yes. So Baba says, sometimes we are too lazy to smile also. So, and there was this one event and I was very new in Gyan and I was doing seva. So from 5 in the morning until 11 in the evening, I had to smile. So there were brothers and sisters coming and meeting, and I just had to be loving and smiling. That's what my external role was, right? And whatever on the internal I had to do, it's so that becomes, that is ensured on the external. And at 5 in the evening, I realized I'm too lazy to smile anymore. And I felt I can't smile more than this. And, and then I realized, you see, we don't have the capacity to, we don't have, internally, we are not knowledgeful, pure, peaceful, loveful, blissful, powerful enough to be a deity's image also all day. And then from that day onwards, I have been working on it, and now I'm able to do that. So Baba says that you have to know who you want to be. And when you want to be that, the first thing you have to do is purity. And what is purity? Don't let your mind linger on anything in a needy way. So don't create this thought, I need this. So neediness is impurity. Yes. When you create a thought, I need this, then it creates a different vibration. It's a very needy vibration, impure vibration. So this is in short. So Baba says, first, realize who you are, then understand no habit is powerful enough to take you away from your aim, and also realize your aim is not just the physical goal, but it's who you want to be at the end of the spiritual journey. Okay, Om Shanti. Please go through the Murli. When you go through the Murli has 100 times, more food for thought than what we just discussed here. This is also a small part of the Murli, but the Murli is full of such jewels, so go through that. I'll answer these questions in brief today. We'll take them up as we proceed. Please tell us how to meditate. It's very difficult to focus. Mind chattering is inevitable. Please suggest what to focus and how to sustain the focus, including the time of meditation. So time is, you can start with a minute. That's not a problem, yes? But meditation is best done in the early morning, 4 in the morning, as I told you today, because at that time, the internal traffic and the external traffic is least. Yes, so externally also it's quiet and silent. Internally also the mind chattering is least. So that's the ideal time to meditate. Even if you're not able to do that, the time to meditate is as soon as you wake up. So as soon as you wake up, sit for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however much you can do in the beginning. And then, how do you meditate? So, in the class, you are given very powerful thoughts. Yes, like the thought that I am a soul. And I am not one of the million souls. I am not an ordinary soul. I am that soul who God has come and chosen and is teaching me to become a deity. So create these thoughts and create a visual of these thoughts and try to emerge the feeling that you create out of these thoughts and stabilize your mind in that feeling. In that feeling of how fortunate you are, in that feeling of how chosen you are, that Baba has come specially for you. And when you emerge these feelings, that all the feelings of the body conscious world, that you are a victim and you didn't get enough and that you're not capable enough, these feelings will merge when you emerge these powerful feelings. Okay, so this is to start with. I will try to give more details about this in another session. Okay. How do we know what, okay, this we have taken. You said that if we want, then we can wake up at the particular time. Then is it still not good to sleep at 1 and wake up at 5? Yes, but if you do that, then you can't do it forever, because you see, there are two things which are important. Always remember this. The power of thought and the knowledge of karmic, the knowledge of karma. So everything is not resting on the power of thought. there is something called the theory of karma, and there is something called right karma, wrong karma, good karma, bad karma. Yes? So if you don't know the theory of karma and you just focus on thought, then what happens is I will end up saying bizarre things like, if I kill with good intention, then I will go to heaven, which is basically happening these days. Okay? So it's not only intention or it's not only power of thought, it's also knowledge of karma. If you kill, that's bad karma. So even if you do it with bad intention, good intention, doesn't matter. It's bad karma anyway. Killing is bad karma. So you have to have the knowledge of karma also. Similarly, honoring the clock is important. There is a reason why it gets dark after 6 or 7. Yes, if you were meant to wake up until 11, then it wouldn't have gotten dark. So you have to honor the cycle, you have to honor the law of the universe, the law of karma. And these days scientists are telling you that because excuse me. So these days scientists are telling you that these phones, they are equipped with blue light. Yes, and why blue light? Because this blue light gives something to your mind which makes it, stay awake even when it's dark. And then this blue light is messing up with your whole system. Because if you try to go against nature and go against the laws of karma, so there are physical laws and spiritual laws, and it's very important we are aware of them. And if you don't follow those laws, then you are anyways creating a destiny which will not be favorable for you in the coming future. So just intention is not important. So there is power of intention, there is power of thought, and there is also knowledge of karma and knowledge of the physical laws. And you have to take all that into consideration. Okay, Om Shanti.